Here we go.
What's up, everybody? How are you doing? How are you doing? And welcome to the Chapman Show. I am your host, Joel Chapman, aka the Little Juggernaut. And as always, I want to have a good show, a good podcast, and the biggest art premieres in history. Today, we do not have an art premiere, but we do have a breakdown of the Fury versus Wilder fight. I did a prediction video at the Chapman Show, so if you want to see that, you have to directly go to the show. I didn't actually make a YouTube video about it, but I did give my prediction. And a prediction, I thought that, of course, Wilder could knock him out at any moment. That's not even the thing. You know, he has that powerful right hand, but I said that I thought that Fury would take a decision win. I thought that he would just outbox him for 12 rounds and get a very decisive decision. That's what I thought, but I thought that, like, you just never know because, like I said, Wilder, he has that right hand. Now I'm going to break down the fight very deeply, like very intimacy. You know, like I'm going to break it down like, you know, step by step, like the mental aspect, the emotional aspect, the physical aspect, the technical aspect. Okay. Here we go. Now, when I was listening to interviews, people don't understand how important the interviews are and how the psychological makeup of a fighter is. I'm a fighter myself, so I understand the psychological makeup of everything. Now, Tyson Fury, he said that he was extremely ready. He said that he did everything that he could do. He had a dietitian. He switched up training camps. He brought in people who he thought was better for him. He was very happy. He just said that everything was going right. He said that he did not want to leave any stone unturned. He said there was no way he was going to lose. And that's why I kind of went with Fury, because I could tell in his mentality. Now Wilder, up to the lead up to the fight, he was more just like, I'm going to knock you out. You know, I'm going to put you to sleep. But he didn't go into his game plan, or he didn't go into training, or he didn't really talk about his personal life and kind of his mentality. He just said that he was ready for this fight. He's been training hard, and that's kind of all he left it to. I feel like the mentality was a little bit different with Fury and with Wilder. Now, I noticed in the back, as they were warming up and as they were coming out, you know, I seen Wilder, you know, he's just kind of walking, he's pacing, he looks very nervous. And I'm just like, oh my God. And I see Fury, you know, he's in the back, you know, he's warming up, he's laughing, you know, he's kind of throwing things out there. I feel like that's a different type of mindset. He looked like he felt a lot more comfortable, I must say. Let me know what you think, fight fans. Let me know what you think. Are you with me so far? Are you with me so far? Okay. Now, the walkout, I could just tell Deontay, he was super nervous. I could see it. I could feel it. I don't care what anybody said. That's a huge fight. Don't get me wrong. Tyson, he looked nervous as well. Okay. Now, the beginning of the fight, the actual physical beginning of the fight. Another thing that I must talk about is, now he's saying, Wilder is saying that there was problems before the fight. I guess he supposedly had an injury and he had some personal stuff going on. I could see that because he never really brought his personal life up in the lead up to the fight. So that's another thing. Okay, now Fury, he clipped Wilder in the back, in the ear, in the back of the head. Now, when you get hit like that, it messes up your equilibrium. Like, I know firsthand, like, you get hit like that, I don't care what anybody says, you get hit like that, it's like, it just puts you in a whole different world, a whole different mindset. I think that in that fight, I felt that Wilder, he was on autopilot. I feel like he was kind of in his body, but he wasn't there. He got clipped. And that was that first knockdown. That was clean. They said it was a slip. It was definitely not a slip. That's just my opinion. In my opinion, that was not a slip. That was a clean knockdown because it was behind the ear. Now, a lot of people are saying that, oh, that was dirty. The thing is, Wilder, he kept on ducking into Fury. So Wilder went to go throw a hook. And Wilder, he kind of leaned into it, and that's how he got caught in the back of the head. It wasn't just a straight shot. It wasn't like he got behind him and punched him in the head. Wilder, he kind of ducked into it, and that's what happened. It happens, Fury is 6'9". Wilder is 6'7". And plus he has that long reach. So sometimes I noticed Wilder, he was ducking his head, and that's why he was getting caught. Another thing, styles make fights. Fury said before this fight, he said that he was gonna box him inside. And why he said that is because when you go inside like that, it takes away Wilder's power, and that's what he was trying to do. And don't get me wrong, even when he was on the outside, when he was moving back, I seen he would put his hands up and he would have his chin down. So even if Wilder did throw that right hand to touch of death, you know what I mean, he wouldn't be able to knock him out. He might hit him in his face, he might hit him wherever, but he wasn't gonna knock him out. I noticed he was doing one of those when he was moving away. A lot of times we do that in Taekwondo as well. We might have our hands out, or we might do something like this to kind of stop the impact of the blow. The further you have your arms out, the least damage that you take if somebody throws a blow. So I feel like Tyson, he knew what he was doing. He was moving well. He was using his jab. He was throwing multiple jabs. And then when Deontay would come in with that power, sometimes he would either move out of the way or he would get in close. And he was a lot heavier this time. He was just weighing in on him. He was just laying on him. He was making it a gritty fight. Of course, Wilder is a lot smaller of a fighter, so he was just doing what he had to do. He was just leaning on him and just wearing him out. That tires you out. That tires you out, especially when you're getting jabbed constantly. And then on top of that, I noticed in the second round, his ear was already bleeding. So he had a busted eardrum. So his equilibrium was completely off. People said that they were just like, oh, why was Wilder fighting like that? He didn't look right. He looked off. It's because his equilibrium was messed up. And another thing that I must say, I respect any fighter who steps in there. Any fighter who steps in the ring or the cage, I respect. I hate that I'm seeing all these memes with people making fun of Wilder, like he just wasn't 42-0. Have some respect, people. I just have to say that. It drives me insane. Anybody who steps in that ring or that cage, they are a winner, and they deserve to not be disrespected. I have to say that. I cannot preach that anymore. But I seen it coming. He was just on autopilot, and Fury was just boom, boom, boom. He was just jabbing, picking them apart, and then when they would get close, Wilder would kind of stick his head in. He would just kind of put him in, and it was like a headlock type of guillotine. Try to hit his body up. He was just weighing in on him, and Wilder, his people, they just had to throw in the towel. It was a rough fight. He just got picked apart for. I had it 7-0 for Fury, and I was recording every round. I was talking on my Facebook every single round. I think it was a complete shutout. I feel that Fury, everything in his personal life seemed to be going well. He was a heavier fighter. He was a bigger fighter, and I feel like he had a better game plan. I feel like that's why everything got executed the way that it did. Let me know what you think in the comments, fight fans. Let me know. If you have not subscribed to this Chapman show already, subscribe. Let me know how you seen the fight. If you seen the fight like me, or if you think that I'm off, let me know. Thank you very much, and until next time.